So in a while, we gonna start it, as it's going to be exact 6:15 in Pakistan, and our guest presenter is very much ready to begin with. So there will be no any time to begin with.
So thank you very much, Bilal, for co-hosting the boot camp 3.0. And ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Bilal rightly shared with every one of you that this is the third consecutive year when we are running our boot camp, a set of 12 trainings, which is completely free of cost at the comfort of your own doorsteps. Before landing into the session, let me give you an overview of this boot camp. We have sent an email yesterday night, and I'm very sure you must have received. But then to have a rundown of the entire boot camp, we are going to have two talks today. Mr. Miguel Cervantes will cover digital competencies, and I will be covering up introduction to emerging trends in education. 2nd July, I will come up with again two talks. We'll have educational leadership by leadership maestro, Miss Jenny Lewis from Australia. And then we'll have Gina from Mexico, and she will talk about leadership skills for the modern educator. July 3rd is going to be single talk, and that's about technology integration in education. And this is going to be covered up by Chiara. Then we have something very special happening on the same day. We have started embracing the young speakers as well. So the youngest speaker of this boot camp is going to be Umayya Biha from Pakistan. And her topic is a great idea is nothing without a great execution. She shared with us that she recently have given a TED talk, and she has picked up this idea from there. So let's see what happens when a younger speaker come on the screen. 13 July is going to be a day which will talk more about leadership styles in education. Jenny is the speaker for that. Then we will have integrating mindfulness in education, leadership, and management, which is going to be covered up by Shaista Shahid. Personalized learning and adaptive learning technologies. This is going to be covered up by Hina Naz. We are still in discussion about the topic with her. 20 July, it's going to be Change the Game, or you may call it Flip the Script by Hina Kafeel. I'll be talking about future of education with AI advancements. And on the same date, we'll have more speaker. We'll have Godfred covering up preparing for the future of work and education. We'll have Hina Wasif from USA. She'll be covering up nurturing learner excellence. The last day comes up again with two very strong speakers. We are still deciding and in discussions with third speaker for that last day. So professional development for educators is still a topic for which we have to find out a presenter. 6.2, continuous learning and upskilling for educators is going to be covered up by Faiza Sumbul Hada. She's from Pakistan. 6.3, the last topic of the boot camp is going to be creating a culture of professional growth by Ricardo. And we'll have closing ceremony on the same day. In the closing ceremony, we'll be conferring the certificates to the people who have been associated with us for very long, and having them with us on board in every boot camp is a big support. See, we stand together. We never stand alone. So standing together always comes up with somebody who's very supportive. So this all group, this bunch of the people who come up and who always speak in the boot camps is always a great support having them on board with us. We will be issuing certificates to the participants on request this time. It's not for everybody, it's on demand, it's on request with the proper payment. So ladies and gentlemen, very high time. Without much ado, I'll be handing over the mic to Mr. Miguel Cervantes. And Mr. Miguel Cervantes is a very kind-hearted person who's associated with us for past 3 years. We started first boot camp by him, and I hope you remember he gave us Microsoft diplomas, including me and you, everybody. And that was absolutely free of cost from his side. So Mr. Miguel Cervantes is experienced English teacher with over 20 years of teaching experience in English. He holds a bachelor's degree in English from Universidad and master's degree in education from Universidad. In addition to his work as an English teacher, Miguel is also a Microsoft certified educator and a Google educator for education. He is also a certified trainer in the field of education. He's passionate about leveraging technology to enhance the English language learning experience for his students. Miguel regularly conducts workshops and training sessions for other educators on how to effectively integrate Microsoft and Google's educational tools and platforms into their teaching and learning practices, which is a big support for everyone. So, Mr. Miguel is very much here. He's actively listening to the complete talk. Mr. Miguel, welcome on board. And I am very grateful that you could spare time for us once again today. So the floor belongs to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Hina. I want to thank everybody here. I want to thank the invitation, okay? And it's always a pleasure to be here with you. Okay, so let's start, okay? I'm going to share my screen, and I have prepared this topic and this presentation for you, okay? So let me shade, okay? And wait a minute, okay? Very good. Okay, so this is a collaboration between PPDC and the Umbrella Academy. And today's topic is called like this, okay? Teaching digital competence, okay? Today we're going to speak about important topics for us as teachers who have the chance to teach or have the chance to support other teachers, okay? The main topic will be like this, okay? Digital competence. What are digital competence elements? Key areas of digital competence for teachers. What is the common European framework of digital competence? Strategies for developing digital competence. The connection between digital competence and high-order thinking skills and low-order thinking skills, and how to integrate technology in education. This is TPAC, okay? This is the most modern method to implement technology in our classes, okay? Okay, so let's begin, okay? What is digital competence? Okay, digital competence is defined as the set of knowledge, skills, attitudes, and abilities required to effectively use digital technologies and participate in the digital world. It is related to several key areas, for example, information and data literacy, communication and collaboration, digital content creation, safety, problem solving, critical thinking, and citizenship. So today, we as teachers, we also need to know, we must be prepared for teaching online, okay? Remember, as you remember, we came from the pandemic, okay? So we don't know when we are going to have the next pandemic, okay? So that's why we must be ready and certified, okay, on our digital competence. And some important things is that a lot of research has been done on how teachers can integrate, okay, digital competence in their lessons and in the curriculum and in the place they are working as a general. For example, here we have what are the competence elements. For example, we have this digital competence refers to the set of skills, knowledge, and attitudes required to effectively use digital technologies. The key elements of digital competence include letter A, information and data literacy. For example, if you are language teachers, you must know that we also have, for example, language competence. Language competence is made up of grammar, phonetics, phonology, pronunciation, okay, syntaxes. So, and also for data competence is made of several elements. One of them is information and data literacy, which is, for example, ability to identify, locate, retrieve, store, organize, and analyze digital information. Another element of this skill is, ability to critically evaluate the credibility and reliability of online sources. This is not only for us, but also for the students, okay, to know how to look up information on internet. We need to teach them that not all information is good, so they need to filter the information in order to comply with what they need for their activities. Another sub-skill is this one, communication and collaboration. Ability to communicate, share, and interact through digital technologies. Ability to participate in online communities and networks. So for here, it's not only the ability to communicate and share information, okay, but also to respect, okay, to respect any culture with which we are in contact or in touch. Another skill is one, digital content creation. The ability to create and edit digital content, including text, images, audio, and video. This includes programming and coding skills. Obviously, we as teachers, we rarely get to this level, with programming and coding skills. But nowadays, there is an organization that is called code.org, and they teach students and teachers how to start and the courses or the training on coding, okay? So here, the ability to create and edit content, okay? We have several tools. At the end of the presentation, I'm going to show you a pedagogy roulette in which we have different applications in order to fulfill all of these activities. Another is safety, the ability to stay safe and exercise self-protection, data protection, digital identity management, and security practices. It's important also for us as teachers and also and more for the students, okay, to be safe on internet. So we have to train them how to use several or safe websites or safe keys, safe passwords in order to protect their data. Many of the applications for education, they comply with the international standards for safety, but it's also important that we train our teachers and our students to be safe. Today, also, we're going to learn how to stay safe on internet and how to stay away from scams. Another one is, another sub-element is problem solving. The ability to use digital technologies to solve problems, make decisions, and be innovative. So it's like, for example, when you start to work with your computer and sometimes it won't start, or there is a virus, or there is a big bug in your computer, and you must be ready to face the situation. Also, we have career-related competencies, the ability to use digital technologies appropriately for professional development and employment, as we are doing today. So this is a clear example, okay? To be in touch with other teachers in order to be trained and to be certified in this ability or in this skill. That is also good because, as Hina mentioned, we are never alone, okay? We are all the time together, okay, and helping each other, learning from each other, and that is quite interesting. Okay, here, key areas of digital competence for teachers. Number one is fundamental digital skills. The ability to use digital devices, software, and online tools effectively for personal and professional tasks. These include skills like word processing, spreadsheets, presentation software, email, web browsing. So this is like the basic skills for us as teachers, okay? To know, okay, how to use email, okay, how to use a presentation, okay, how to work on web browsing, okay. Another is pedagogical use of digital technologies. The ability to integrate digital technologies into teaching and learning in meaningful and effective ways. This includes selecting appropriate digital tools, designing technology-enhanced learning activities, and facilitating digital collaboration among students. For this, if you want later, I can give you another conference about how to select and how to identify the best educational software or educational platform for you and for your students. There is a process, there is a methodology that I have developed in order to identify, according to your needs and according to your students' needs, okay, what is the best online platform for you and for your learners. Another one is this one, as I mentioned previously, the content creation, the skill to create, edit, and curate highly quality data content, such as documents, presentation, videos, and multimedia resources for instructional use. Here we have several apps that are going to help us in order to curate, okay, or create content. For example, in Microsoft or in Google, there are several apps, several platforms in order to achieve this skill. Data and digital privacy security. Understanding how to manage, protect, and effectively use data in compliance with privacy regulations. Also includes skills in cybersecurity, online safety, and digital citizenship. For our students, it's also important, okay, not only to be safe and secure on internet, also to know the digital citizenship skills, which is like, for example, how to behave, okay, in conferences, how to behave in online chats, okay, how to present, okay, in public or in digitally speaking. And the process, obviously, how to make them feel sure on internet. What are the features of the characteristics that a safe internet connection has and or a sure or a safe website has? Also, we have digital communication and collaboration, proficiency in using digital technologies to communicate, share resources, and collaborate with the students, parents, and other educators. For this skill, we have several apps, for example, like how to share information on on the cloud, how to share information from Facebook, or how to share information from private websites in order to collaborate with teachers and students. Another one is digital problem solving and innovation, the ability to leverage digital tools to enhance teaching practices, solve problems, and foster innovation in the classroom. Obviously, according to the students' age and the students' level, okay, we can use several devices in order to keep them safe on internet. Another one is continuous professional development, the mindset and skills to continue upskill and stay up to date with emerging digital technologies and pedagogies relevant to teaching. As you know, internet changes every day, okay? And every day we have new applications, new websites for education, new innovations. So we must be updated on our skills, not only in English, but also in other skills for digital content or for digital training. Okay, here we have says, what is the common European framework of digital competence? Okay, as you know, if you are language teachers, there is a standard, there is an international standard for languages, which is the common European framework for languages. Now they have also developed, okay, the common European framework of digital competence. As I go here, okay, the common European framework of digital competence created in 2013, known as the COMP framework, is a comprehensive reference model developed by the European Commission. The European Commission also developed the Common European Framework for Languages. And now they have updated and they have developed, or they have readapted that content, okay, to digital competence, to define and describe the key areas of digital competence for citizens. Remember, as that is an international standard, okay, it says the COMP framework consists of 5 key areas of digital competence. Number 1 is information and data literacy, browsing, searching, and filtering data, information and digital content, evaluating data, information and digital content, managing data, information, digital content. This is like level 1, okay? Level 2, communication and collaboration, interacting through digital technologies, sharing through digital technologies, engaging in citizenship through digital technologies, collaborating through digital technologies, netiquette, managing digital identity. This is level 2. Later today, we're going to see that for languages, we have a level A1, A2, B1, B2, and so on. Also, they have developed the same for digital competence, okay? Look at this. Number 3 is digital content creation, developing digital content, integrating and re-elaborating digital content, copyright and licenses, programming. The other level is safety, protecting devices, protecting personal data and privacy, protecting health and well-being, protecting the environment. For each of these levels, they have also developed the can-do list, as they did for languages, okay? And another one is problem solving technical problems, identifying needs and technological responses, creatively using digital technologies, identify digital competence gaps. Also here they also develop the famous can-do list. So they start from level 1, which is A1 and A2, and they move until C1 and C2 also for digital competence. Here we have it. The DCOM framework actually uses the same provincial levels as the Common European Framework of Reference on Languages. For example, we have A1, foundation level, A2, foundation level, B1 and B2 is intermediate level, C1, advanced level, and C2, highly specialized level. So these are the descriptors for the COMP, and they also have written many documents, okay, and they have done a lot of research on how to develop each of these levels, okay? Here in Mexico, let me tell you that most of the teachers and students are here, okay? I have done some research, and I can tell you that most of them are in level A2, okay? So here I have the description, for example, A1, foundation level. At this level, the person can carry out very basic tasks with digital technologies. They have a limited repertoire of simple skills and basic knowledge. And I also quote an example. For example, a student can use a web browser to navigate to a specific website and can send a simple email to the teacher. So as you can see, this is a very basic level, okay? Like sending and getting emails according to the the competence, okay, according to the comp, okay, is very basic. A2, foundation level. This person can carry out basic digital tasks and handle simple situations in digital environments. Their skills and knowledge are still limited. For example, a student can use basic word processing features to create a simple document and can participate in an online discussion forum with the classmates. So they change from writing on a notebook, okay, or writing on paper. Now they write on a super basic Word file, okay? Look at here, we have another, the other descriptors, which is B1 intermediate level. The person can use digital technologies to accomplish tasks and solve straightforward problems. They have a broader repertoire of skills and knowledge to handle more complex situations. For example, a student can use presentation software to create a slideshow with text, images, and simple animations to accompany a class presentation. They can also download and save files from the school's learning management system. As you can see, this is like a bit more advanced level. Okay, now they can create okay presentations, okay, and they can share it, okay, on their LMS, okay, from their school or from their academy, okay. So it implies creating the presentation, and it implies sending it or uploading it to the LMS system and sharing it on the LMS system. Look at the next level, intermediate level. It says at this level, the person can use a wide range of digital technologies confidently and flexibly. They can adapt their skills and knowledge to new and complex situations. For example, a student can use a spreadsheet software to organize and analyze data related to a science project. They can also collaborate with classmates on a group document using a cloud-based word processor. Obviously, here is more advanced. Okay, now they are going to analyze data from a spreadsheet. Okay, and nowadays there are a lot of software. Okay, to analyze data. For example, we have, for example, Python. We have R plus, and obviously Excel, which is one of the basics. Okay, and not only that, they can also share, okay, this information, okay, on a cloud-based word processor, okay? So they can be like working anywhere, okay, on the same document, writing data, okay, for this Excel activity. Yeah, we have the advanced level, C1. This is the person has an extensive repertoire of highly developed digital skills and knowledge. They can use digital technologies for advanced, complex tasks and can find innovative solutions to problems. For example, a student can use video editing software to create a short documentary film for a history project, incorporating music, transitions, and special effects. They can also troubleshoot and resolve technical issues with classroom devices and software. Obviously, here is already an advanced level, and the student can create a video. Also in Microsoft and in Google, we have several apps to create, edit, and to enrich this video, okay? And obviously share it with other softwares. C2, highly specialized level. At this top level, the person has a highly specialized and comprehensive digital competence. They can use digital technologies in a fully autonomous and creative way, even in new or highly complex contexts. For example, a student can develop a mobile app or website to showcase their portfolio of academic work. They can also train their peers on how to use specific digital tools and applications to enhance their learning. So here we're speaking about creating a mobile app. Nowadays, there are many websites in which students or teachers can create mobile apps or a blog, okay, in which they can share information. And not only that, also they can create digital portfolios to showcase, okay, the evidence. As you know, in Microsoft and Google, we have several ways, okay, to create portfolios and to share it with our students or with other teachers, and we can invite them or restrict, okay, the access to those portfolios. So as you can see, these are the levels. Okay, they go the same for the languages. Okay, the same for the competence from A1 to C2. Okay, let's continue. Here we have strategies for developing digital competence. Okay, so what can you do in order to develop your digital competence? Okay, we already know the levels, but now you can tell me, but Miguel, how can we develop our digital competence? I wrote some ideas here. Okay, it says, letter A, integrate technology into lesson planning. Explore ways to incorporate digital tools, resources, and platforms into your lesson plans to enhance student engagement and learning. Experiment with different edtech solutions and assess their effectiveness in your classroom. Obviously, for this, you need to start, or you can start little by little, okay? Integrating technology in your lesson plans. Start with an app, okay? Start with a lesson. Start with a class. Start with a group, okay? And then you will see and you will check out the experience and how it goes well. Letter B, another idea is continuous professional development. Actively seek out and participate in digital skills training, workshops, or online courses tailored for educators. Attend conferences or webinars that focus on the effective integration of technology in the classroom, like today, okay, or all the courses, all the trainings, all the workshops that PPDC has developed for you. Also, for example, today I will show you a platform in which Microsoft has developed, and we have several free courses there in order to start little by little, okay, to learn about technology, to learn about digital competence, to learn about lesson planning integration with technology. And all the courses are free for anyone. And they also offer a certification for that. Another idea that I wrote is this one, collaborative learning with peers. Engage with other teachers, either in person or through online communities, to share best practices and learn from each other's digital experiences. Organize or participate in peer-to-peer coaching or mentorship programs to support one another's digital skill development. As Hina said at the beginning, okay, we are not alone. We're always, okay, together, collaborating and working with each other, okay, and supporting each other. Maybe you don't know much about technology, but maybe you have another partner who knows, okay, and you can share your knowledge and can work collaboratively in order to increase, okay, each other. Another one is this flipped classroom approach. Utilize digital resources such as educational videos or interactive simulations to introduce new concepts and facilitate self-paced learning outside the classroom. Dedicate classroom time to hands-on activities, discussion, and collaborative projects that reinforce the digital content. This has to do with flipped classroom. Okay, flipped classroom, in the flipped classroom, okay, the students, okay, take the class in their houses, okay. Obviously, you need to prepare the video for that. For example, maybe the lesson is going to be about, for example, present perfect in English, okay? So you prepare the video for that, and you share the video to the student with any device, okay, on any website or any blog, and the student take the class at home, and he or she analyzes the information, and the next day he or she goes to the classroom, but in the classroom you don't explain present perfect. In the classroom you give them activities or problem-solving activities that reinforce the use of present perfect. And then finally, after when they go home again, you give them a project, okay, in which they can use the knowledge that they have already learned. Okay, so it is all about flipped classroom. If you want, also can give you a workshop, okay, about flipped classroom and the elements and the features and the process and the methodology for flipped classroom. Here also wrote another idea, which is gamification and interactive learning. Incorporate educational games, virtual reality, or augmented reality experiences to engage students and make learning more interactive. Explore digital assessment tools that provide immediate feedback and personalized learning paths. Here, maybe you can tell me, but Miguel, virtual reality devices are expensive? Not necessarily. For example, in Google, they have developed a project which is called cardboard virtual reality, in which the students can design their lenses, and they use their own mobile, okay, and they have to access a special website in order to connect with virtual reality. So they can do that at home, and they can connect, okay, and they can visualize, okay, virtual reality tailored from Google, okay. Another idea that I work here is cultivate digital citizenship. Teach students, okay, about responsible and ethical use of digital technologies, including online safety, privacy, and digital etiquette. Model and reinforce positive digital behaviors, such as critical thinking, collaboration, and digital literacy. It's important, my teachers, okay, that our students know about critical thinking, how to collaborate, okay, and how to respect others online, okay, how to keep their privacy and how to be safe on internet. Okay. Also, here, leverage adaptive and personalized learning. utilize adaptive learning platforms that can personalize instruction based on each student's individual needs and progress, analyze student data and digital learning analytics to identify areas for improvement, okay, and provide targeted support. Obviously, you already know about personalized learning, okay, which we analyze the students' needs and the students' way of learning, and we also have developed platforms, okay, in order to fulfill these needs and these learning styles from our students. Also, collaboration with institutional designers, work closely with institutional designers for educational technology, specialists to develop effective digital learning experiences. Leverage the experience in instructional design, technology integration, and pedagogical best practices. Obviously, we need to know how to design, obviously, for example, a website, a blog, okay, in order to share, or a data portfolio, in order to share information with our students. Something good about that is that they don't need to be in the classroom. They can watch and they can analyze the material or the content as many times as they want to. Here I'm also going to speak about the connection between digital competence and high order thinking skills and low order thinking skills. As you know, Benjamin Bloom, okay, developed this taxonomy, okay, many years ago in the 50s. But now, okay, in the 2000s, he, Andrew George, readapted these skills, these cognitive processes to the digital area. And the old version from Benjamin Bloom now has a different version to fulfill the needs, okay, for digital area. They go from the levels from the low order thinking skill, from remembering, understanding, applying, and going up, which is analyzing, evaluating, and creating. As you see, the top is here, creating. And here I wrote some apps that can help us to fulfill this level, which is blogging, filming, podcasting, and limiting, okay? And we also have here from the low order thinking skills. So most of the students start here, most of the teachers start here, okay? It's not bad, but it's a good idea to start, okay, with low order thinking skills, and little by little moving to high order thinking skills. And here it says, I also wrote here some examples for each level. For example, I wrote here remembering. Example, students use a search engine to locate, identify information about a historical event. That is from basic, from low order thinking skill. Understanding. Students summarize the key points of an educational video. They watch it on a science topic. It also belongs to low order thinking skills. And applying. Students use a spreadsheet application to input data and calculate the results of a math problem. Also, it belongs to low order thinking skills. Now let's see the high order thinking skill, which is analyzing. Students compare and contrast two different online news articles about a current event, identifying biases and sources, evaluating. For example, students critique a classmate digital presentation, providing constructive feedback and suggestions for improvement. This level is amazing when they are here because they can know how to create or how to make respectful feedback, okay, for the classmates. Creating. Students plan and produce a multimedia project, such as a digital story or infographic, to illustrate the understanding of a literary work. This level is also amazing because it implies a lot of cognitive skills, okay, not only from the old, okay, Bloom's taxonomy, but also from the modern Bloom's taxonomy. So little by little, my teams, we can get our students from going from remembering to creating, but it's also our responsibility to know and to learn what we as teachers we need in order to move from remembering to creating, okay, not only for them, but mainly for us. Okay, look at this. Here, this is a model, okay, that I have been analyzing the last years. It says how to integrate technology in education. There are different models, okay, different American models, there are Russian models, there are French models. But this time, okay, I want to speak about the TPAC model. Technology integration in the curriculum and lesson planning refers to the intentional and meaningful incorporation of digital tools, resources, and technologies into instructional activities, learning objectives, and overall course design. Here, Some key aspects of technology integration in the curriculum and lesson planning include aligning technology use with learning objectives and pedagogical approach. So here is what it implies, okay, to implement technology in our classes, in our lesson plan, in the curriculum, and in the school. Seamless and purposeful integration, developing digital literacy and 21st century skills. If you don't know, okay, here for the 21st century skills in Microsoft, we have a special course especially, okay, to train you on the 21st century skills. Also, implementing technology means differentiation and personalization, obviously, because I mean, depending on the level, depending on the age, you cannot use the same technology for all of them. You need to adapt and personalize technology for them. Ongoing evaluation and refinement, it means that you, according to your experience and after applying some technology in your classes, you will have to decide if that technology was good, was bad, will you use it again or you won't use it anymore. And obviously certification, okay? Google and Microsoft offer certifications for you as teachers, okay, in implementing technology in your classes. Especially speaking about the TPAC model, okay, it means technological pedagogical content knowledge was created by Punya Mishra and Matthew Clark Koheller in 2006. Punya Mishra and Koheller were both professors in the College of Education at Michigan State University at the time they developed the TPAC framework. It says the TPAC framework was first introduced in 2006 article published in the journal Teachers College. They call it title Technological Pedagogical Content Knowledge, a framework for teacher knowledge. Here I have the image, okay? This is the TPAC model, okay? TPAC model implies in context, okay? Around it is a context of your students. Also, you have technological knowledge, okay? You have content knowledge, and you have pedagogical knowledge. And all together integrate, and they make the TPAC model, which means technological content, okay, knowledge, pedagogical content knowledge, and technological pedagogical knowledge. So it means that it's not only about teaching, but that is one element, okay, teaching, didactics. Another element is knowing how to use technology and choosing the best technology for that content. And then we have the TPAC model, which is integrating the content, integrating technology, integrating pedagogy in your classes. Yeah, for example, I also wrote this one. It says, the key elements of TPAC are technological knowledge, knowledge about various technologies, including digital technologies and traditional technologies, pedagogical knowledge, knowledge about the processes and practices of teaching and learning, including classroom management, assessment, lesson planning, which is basically, okay, the teaching, okay? Content knowledge, okay? Knowledge about the actual subject matter that is to be learned or taught. Obviously, you have to know about the content, okay, you're going to teach, okay? You have to know about the didactics, the way, okay, the methodology of teaching, the pedagogy for teaching this content. And finally, I find you have to identify the best technology for this pedagogy and for this content. I also work here is the TPAC framework emphasizes that effective technology integration requires an understanding of the complex relationship between these three core knowledge areas. Teachers need to develop an integrated understanding of how technology, pedagogy, and content knowledge interact with each other to facilitate effective and meaningful learning experiences. TPAC is a useful conceptual framework for helping teachers think about the knowledge required to effectively integrate technology into their teaching practice. It highlights the importance of going beyond just learning how to use technology and instead focusing on how to leverage technology to support specific learning goals and pedagogical approaches. It means that it's not just about using any technology, okay? It's really about analyzing the best apps or the best educational platforms for your students, depending on the content, depending on the context, okay, and depending on the student's level. Here I prepare for you an example of a lesson plan implementing the TPAC model. Okay, I'm going to open it. Okay, and I hope you can see it. Okay, okay. I'm going to make it bigger. Okay. Okay, here I start with a simple lesson plan, okay, twist. Here I wrote the lesson objectives, okay, and here in each level I wrote what it refers according to Tupac, okay. There is content knowledge, okay, and here I also write the materials, the technology knowledge, okay, the pedagogy knowledge, and then I continue developing the lesson plan adapted to the TPAC model, okay? And in each step, I highlighted, okay, to which category it belongs to. Okay, it's content knowledge, okay, pedagogical knowledge, technological knowledge, and so on. As you can see, it's a different way of working your lesson plan with integration with technology. Here, for this lesson plan, with the goal was to teach present perfect simple, and the technology is online grammar activities like Quizlet, Kahoot, or Grammar or Google Forms. And obviously, they can use their smartphone, their tablet, or the computers, okay, for this lesson plan. I created this lesson plan, so if you want, I can share it with you, so you can know how to integrate and how to design, how to highlight each category according to your lesson plan. Okay, so let me continue. Okay, very good. Also, I want to show you this. Okay, when we speak about technology, we must also speak about the pedagogy wheel of technology. Here, the wheel of pedagogy was born out of a desire to help teachers with teaching. Mr. Alan Carrington wanted a model that could be applied to everything from curriculum planning, development, writing learning objectives, and designing student-centered activities. It will then quickly help academics access educational technology, for example, individual iPad applications or application sequences to improve those activities. Finally, to help teachers use that technology and redefine their activities to include previously unimaginable task. This will increase student engagement, improving their learning outcomes and the autonomy of a student towards the transformation of a graduate with excellence. It means that here, Mr. Alan Carrington developed this wheel for us as teachers, okay? And here, okay, let me open it. And here you will find several applications, okay, according to high order thinking skills or low order thinking skills, and according to the needs that you may need. Here is a good way because instead of looking up applications on the internet or on several places, we have all here integrated into one wheel. So let's wait for open it. And you will see that it's really, really practical to have this tool. Why? Because we have the analysis and information for each application and all the different ways how to implement it in your classroom, okay? Let me share it again, okay, because it won't open it. Okay, just give me a few more minutes, okay? So you can see it. And if you want, I can share it with you, okay, at the end
Miguel,
of the session.
I just wanted to confirm, are you taking us to any other interface?
Okay, wait for them. For some moments, okay. Yes?
Because we are still on the same slide.
Are you thinking, sorry, what?
I'm asking you, when you click, this is the wheel of pedagogy, do you take us to another interface or you keep us on the same slide?
It's, okay, I'm going to say it again. No, it's taking you, it must take you to another, like, oh, look at this. Can you see it?
No, we can see that slide which says the pedagogy wheel for technology. We are not going to any other page.
Okay. So
yeah,
wait a minute.
Perfect. We can see now.
Okay. Yes, very good. Okay. Sorry, there it goes again. Sorry. There it goes again.
No problem. Please take your time.
Okay. Okay, can you see it now?
Yeah, we can. Yes.
Very good. Thank you very much. Okay. So here, as if one I can share it with you, okay. And here you will find different applications, okay, according to different needs. For example, here we have the action verbs, okay, from the high order or low order thinking skills. And we have all the applications and all the activities that you can do in order to fulfill these needs, okay. The wheel is interactive, so anywhere you click, it will take you to the app, okay, to download it, okay, and how to use it, okay. So because I can say with you, okay, And I'm going to go back to the presentation. Okay, wait a minute. I'm going to change my slide. Okay. And I'm going back to the presentation. Okay, wait a minute. There it goes. Okay. Okay. There goes. Okay. Let me change it. Okay. Okay. So we were there. Okay. And obviously there is a very practical tool. Okay. In order for teachers to really to know how to use it. Okay. Okay. Here I also added this. Okay. This is an online assessment, an online examination in order to know your level of digital competence. As I want here, do you want to ask your digital competence? So if you want, you can scan the code, okay? And it will take you to a platform. The platform is in French, but you can change the language to English, okay? And once you access the platform and you change the language to English, it will tell you to decide if you are a student or if you are a teacher. If you are a teacher, click on teacher, and then you will be able to take the free assessment. Okay. At the end of the questions, it will tell you your level according to this comp, which is go from level A1 to level C2. Okay, so scan it with your cell phones. Okay, and remember, it will take you to a website which is in French. Change it to English. Okay, and then access as a teacher, and you will be able to take the free evaluation. Okay. Okay, here I have the bibliography for you. Okay, here I got all information from these resources. And this is me, okay, contact me, okay, this is my email, okay, and this is my Facebook page, okay, for the Academy. You want us, you can scan it, okay, and check it out, okay, if you want to. Okay. And tell you all on my side, okay, so if you have any questions, I think we have some minutes, okay, to answer some questions from the audience, okay.
Thank you very much, Mr. Miguel Cervantes. As always, the session was very enlightening. We have many of the participants from Pakistan, so they might have some difficulty in understanding your Mexican accent. I turned on the captions for making it easy for them to understand, but the session was really very rich. I mean, this TPAC model and the Wheel of Pedagogy were something so new for me as well. I'll be requesting you in case if you can share the slides with us, the presentation, that will benefit every participant many folds because this is, the outline and we need to study the things more in detail.
Exactly, yes.
And thank you very much for sharing the code, the barcode for that, checking our own digital competency. I just quickly clicked and I found out. So thank you very much, Mr. Miguel. It's really enlightening session with for all of us. And we don't have received any questions so far. Let me please once glance the chat room in case if we have any questions.
Okay, good, thank you, yes.
Okay, this is all gratitude, expression of appreciation. Let me share with everyone. Mr. Miguel Cervantes is the CEO of Umbrella Academy. And on this academy, he not only trains the students and the professionals for English language proficiency, but he also trains them for digital competencies. He provides the services virtually as well. In case if you feel like connecting with him, we have his details in the presentation. You can, email Mr. Miguel and you can directly connect with him. The best thing is taking a certification from Mr. Miguel means taking certification from Microsoft and Google. So that's a big benefit at, again, the comfort of your own house. So thank you very much, Miguel. How was your experience with the audience of PPTCI?
Thank you. It was great. It was really, really amazing. Okay. And I hope this information can help you in order to develop, to be better teachers and to be more like inquiry about digital competence, digital tools, okay, for your classes. And also to know that you are not alone. Okay, as Hina said, okay, you can contact me there on my email, okay, or on my Facebook page, and I'll be there for you. Okay. And yes, obviously, I will share the information, the presentation with you and with Hina. Okay, Hina.
Perfect. Thank you very much. So, girls and boys, Mr. Miguel has promised to share the presentation with us, and I'll be sharing that with all of you. We will be receiving it through email and in the WhatsApp group as well. So thank you very much, Mr. Miguel, for being with us today.
Thank you very much.
We will be my absolute pleasure. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you. What pleasure to be here. Thank you very much. Thank you all. Thank you.
So, ladies and gentlemen, let me once again give you an overview of Mr. Miguel Cervantes' talk. It was all about digital competencies. Before I start my own topic, which is introduction of emerging trends in education, I would like you to let me know in the chat room, warm up your fingers, talk to all of us and let us know, what do you think in upcoming 10, 20, 25 years, will AI replace human being? I mean, will AI replace HI? Yes or no? Share your feedback, share your consent, share your thoughts in the chat room. Yes, big time. No. No, because we use these tools somehow. No. Yes, definitely, because we're aiming towards advancement. It already has. Content writer's career is doomed now, mostly. No, but we have to learn how to deal with it. Another no, at some extent. Human beings, I don't think so. Okay. This is what Aisha Hussain is. All right. So here's the catch. Here's the catch. Let me give you my consent and let me tell you what research says. The research says that there is no way at all that AI can overpower HI, because again, this is a human being who's working on AI and bringing this to the world. We actually will have to master AI. We have to master this digital advancement. Once you know how to use it, how to make it your servant, how to employ the AI. But once you get scared of it, you stay away from it, you don't feel like learning new things, then you are left behind. And, you know, we always say that the world changes quicker than we think. So really, believe you me, the world changes quicker than we think. हमारी सोच से पहले दुनिया बदल जाती है. So इससे पहले कि दुनिया बदले, हमें खुद को बदलना होगा. We need to become our own best versions, right? So with this, I'll be taking you to the other phase of the today's session, which is the day one, and I'll give you just an outline, just an overview of this emerging trends in education. Now, emerging trends in education is something which is not new, something we had been doing, we had been learning, we had been employing, applying in our classes and in the classrooms, virtual classrooms, physical classrooms for very long. Let me know, you see, there's a beautiful picture embedded over here in the slide. So can somebody let me know what is this picture all about? Why I have brought the picture over here? Again, chat room work. Another question is on your way. I want to ask you why the picture is here. To attract the audience, okay. To grow, okay, Samra. You see the color mixing? To learn new things, okay. So see, the picture actually embodies emerging something new, something novel. So this picture has a beautiful color combination, which is unlike the color of any plant, any flower actually in the world. So this is integration of AI, and the picture itself embodies emerging a plant with beautification, with a lot of colors. And do you see, I have written, not I have written actually, made with gamma. It is written over here, GAMMA. So my another question from all of you, how long do you think this presentation would have taken me to make? मुझे ये presentation बनाने में कितना वक्त लगा होगा? How much time I have consumed to make this presentation? 15 minutes, okay. 1 hour, right. 1 hour, all right. Hour or two? 10 minutes, around 30 to 1 hour, 5 minutes, 1 to 2 hours, okay. 20 minutes. Depends on you. You can do it in 20 minutes, 30 to 1 hour. Oh, yes, Mariam, very fine. It's from AI and it's very quick. It took me only 40 seconds to make this presentation, only 40 seconds. So this is Gamma presentation. Actually, what I did, I gave prompts to Gamma and it took only 40 seconds actually. It took my 40 seconds. नहीं, 3 seconds में तो इतनी जल्दी ना दिया, हम लिख भी नहीं सकते हैं. It took my exact 40 seconds to make this presentation. And when I'll take you along the presentation, I would, the whole presentation. You'll see how beautifully this is made. So a lot of my work was eased up by this AI because I know how to use it. And I remember my last boot camp, it took me hours and hours to make beautiful slides for all of you. But this presentation was quicker than even I could think. So I'll tell you the app, I'll tell you the details, I'll share the prompts details with you, inshallah, in my talk on 20th. But right now, let me take you to the journey of emerging trends in education. So we'll explore 10 trends today. We'll talk about emerging trends in education, which are transforming learning environments and methodologies. Now, these trends aim to create a more personalized, more engaging, and future-ready learning experience for our students. Let's begin the journey. All right. So the very first type, I told you we'll talk about 10 emerging trends. So the very first trend is personalized learning, right? We call it PL as well. Again, made with not by me, made by AI, but the prompts I gave. So number one is data driven. When we think of data, we think of stats, we think of numbers, we think of facts and figures. So what PL says data analytics to track student progress and adapt instructions accordingly. What does it mean actually? It means that when we work as teachers, we work as educators in the school, in the college, in the university, we need to analyze the data, the results, the classroom performance, the marks, the numbers, the interest level, the project quality, the quality of the assignment, peer interaction, peer coordination, the teamwork. We need to evaluate this all. And then on the basis of data, we need to provide learning opportunities to the students only specifically suitable to them. It's not like, one size fits all approach. This is like my shoes will fit only in my feet, right? So this is personal learning. This is personalized learning method, which says that number one thing is data driven. So we need to look at the data, we need to look at the stats, we need to look at the facts and figures, and only then we can help our learners in the classrooms. The second point here in this PL is adaptive learning. Now, what is adaptive learning? That's the platform which adjusts the difficulty level and pace of instructions based on student performance. Now, see, in our classrooms, let's say if I teach to bachelor's level, so in my classrooms, I will have a set of students who are already aware of the topic. I'll have a set of students who actually know the topic a bit. And when I explain to them, it's easy for them to catch, to understand, to make sense out of that. And then I'll surely have a set of students who will have a lot of difficulty in managing, understanding, aligning themselves with the new topics in the classroom, right? So now these different kinds are to be managed. And PL says that the pace should not be unified for everyone. It should be as per the adaptive qualities of a learner, how much they can adapt, how much they can understand, how much is suitable to them, how much they can absorb and they can, take in them and they can retain. So we, in terms of PL, will have to structure our lessons in a way that learning really becomes adaptive for the learners, not for us. I mean, if it's easy for me to teach you 10 emerging trends today, so maybe it's not easy for you to adapt all 10 emerging trends, and you might will take note and you will pick up any 2 out of all these 10. So that, depends on the interest level which we have in our own way, and then the learning capability we have in our own ways, right? The next thing is individual learning path, which is what we call ILP. And at times we call it individual development plan, which is IDP. So personalized learning allows students to pursue their interests and strengths, tailoring their education to their unique needs. Now understand how beautiful that system of education be, in which students have got the opportunity and the right to pursue their own interest, number one, to pursue their own strength, and then to tailor their education in the way as it fulfills their learning needs. See, when you get a dress and you want it to be stitched, right? You get it tailored as per your own size, your own physique size, your own favorite design, your own color combination. So the point here to note is that when a dress requires a lot of personal tailoring, lot of personal involvement, why not the learning? You discard a dress in 2, 3 seasons. You don't wear it anymore. But learning lives with us forever. So when it comes up to learning, why can't we allow learners to tailor their own learning ways, to tailor their own learning content, to tailor education in a way that is suitable to them, that is adaptable to them, right? Then student-centric approach, I'm sure you all know about it. I won't talk much about it. We know very well now in the classrooms, teacher is not a sage on the stage, right? Teacher is a guide at a side. Teacher is a mentor. Teacher is a facilitator. So teachers have pulled themselves out of being the center of attention in the classrooms, and they have kept themselves at one side so that their learners may attain the best possible skills by taking the lead of the classrooms. Because see, in the upcoming years, they'll have to become heralds of the future. They'll be leading this whole world. If you do not allow them to lead one classroom, how will they be leading the world in upcoming years of their own lives? So we being teachers will have to ensure that we at times dismiss ourselves from being center of the class and let the classes be learner-led. Let them become the leaders of the classes, right? Then there comes blended learning, which became very common during COVID. See, COVID actually was a problem, was a curse, was a challenge for all of us, but then it left a lot of blessings behind. This virtual session is also a blessing and a gift which COVID has left for all of us. So blended learning emerged basically, it was in practice, but it basically emerged and came on the surface during COVID time. So blended learning speaks about three areas. Number one, online learning opportunities. As we are virtually connected right now and we are in a Zoom room and we are discussing very important ideas, which can be life-changing ideas for you when you go back to your own classrooms. So these ideas, it's difficult to not to connect with Mr. Miguel Cervantes from Mexico for you. It's not easy for me to connect with Jenny Lewis from Australia for all of you. It's easy for me to connect the people from the globe with you people through this virtual medium. If it would be in person, you would have traveled all the way to Karachi, to Lahore, to Islamabad, and they would have traveled all the way from Australia, from Mexico, from USA to deliver trainings to all of you, which ultimately is good. I mean, there is no replacement. There is nothing better than human to human interaction, but then too, online learning is something which is a feasible way. And blended learning utilizes online platforms, as Zoom is a platform for content delivery. Assessments, we can assist the students through Google Forms, through Google Classrooms, and then so many other platforms can be used, and collaboration as well. What happens actually when we go for online learning? Video lectures, interactive exercises, and online discussion forums are also there. So these few things, we can use in the online learning. Classroom instruction goes hand in hand with blended online learning. So blended learning actually incorporates traditional classroom instruction as well, such as teacher-led lectures and group projects. Now, what happens? The classroom instruction remains somehow traditional because right now, what I'm doing is the lecture method, right? Why? Because I have got this limitation. I am delivering and you are listening and taking notes maybe. But if it would be a face-to-face session, so I might would have assigned you some assignment, some group discussions, some other presentations, and you would have worked together to present that. But seeing the time constraint, I'm bound with the lecture method. So yes, now in terms of classroom instruction, blended learning comes up with something very traditional as well, right? But it can include hands-on activities and collaborative learning and in-person discussions as well. This is all something which is possible if we try and if we have good time. So it is F2F, means face-to-face. It is online learning simultaneously. Now, flexibility and pacing. Blended learning allows students to learn at their own pace. Let me know if you have ever opted for British Council or Cambridge certifications, which are self-paced courses or self-paced trainings. Either you can raise your hand or you can let me know in the chat room. Take a moment to respond. I repeat my question. How many of you have taken self-paced courses or certifications from British Council or from University of Cambridge? I'm giving you a minute. Think and respond in the chat room. Well, I have, taken self-paced courses from British Council, and I do it very oftenly. What I do is I see my own comfort, I see my own timing, I see my own pace. If the course has got 5 modules, so I know very well that the initial 2 modules are somehow introductory. I can finish them in one sitting, and later on the 3 modules are very intense and I will require a lot of time to achieve those. So this is something, you need to see if something is virtually available and you can pace at your own pace. You see the flexibility of the schedule, you see your own routines, you see your job assignments, you see your business assignments, you see your family as well. Asan has attempted self-paced modules. Okay, perfect, Asan. Somehow I was muted. All right, so Sanda says MOOCs. Yes, okay. So no worries if you have never opted for self-paced course. Do keep reminding me, because in the closure ceremony, I'll be giving you very valuable links of Cambridge, British Council, and RELO, which is the Regional Office of English Language, sponsored by US Embassy in Pakistan. So I'll be sharing all these valuable links from where you can get the globally recognized certifications absolutely free of cost. So this flexibility and pacing comes up with different softwares, different organizations offer those. And when it's something which is self-paced, this is something which is very beneficial for everyone. And you can work at the comfort of your own schedule. So these are the blessings of blended learning. Now, gamification. You must have heard the playway method in terms of teaching. We have heard a lot about playway method. Now, this playway method is not that pre-nursery playway method, but this is something which is for virtual world, which is with AI. Number one is engaging game mechanics. Now, gamification is something which integrates game design elements such as points, badges, leaderboards into learning experience. If you are a teacher, I am very sure you must have tried telling the people, okay, for maths, you need to play this game. Okay, for science, you can log into this game. So, these games help our learners to get hands-on learning very easily. And the interface of the games is something very beautiful. And people can, straight away get engaged with those. They can make best learning and they can take best benefit out of that experience. Motivational rewards as well. Now, gamified learning encourages active participation and promotes a sense of accomplishment through rewards and recognition. मुझे आपसे ये पूछना है, हमारी अपनी पर्सनल लाइफ में क्या आपको रिवॉर्ड्स पुश करते हैं, क्या आपको रिकग्निशन पुश करती है? When somebody appreciates you, do you feel happy? When you get any reward, do you really feel happy? Do you feel acknowledged? And do you feel appreciated? Do you feel motivated? Yes, of course, yeah. All right, yes. I'm so happy to see these so many yes. Definitely, yes. A lot. Okay. Yes, when I'm appreciated. Perfect. So see, something which is very well understood at this age level, when we are grown ups and we work as teachers, when praise makes us happy, when getting acknowledged makes us happy, so why will it not make happy the learners? स्टूडेंट्स तो हमसे ज्यादा खुश होते हैं ना, बच्चों को हमसे ज्यादा अप्रिसिएशन और एक्नॉलेजमेंट चाहिए होती है. So the motivational rewards in the games, do miracles. You can ask in the classrooms, okay, how many badges you have earned, how many stars you have earned, were you recognized, are you on this level, are you on that level? See, this is the world where we cannot, the smartness is actually how we connect our own subjects, with the games, with the online available opportunities for the learners. Increased engagement and motivation is the third part over here. Now, see, gamification makes learning more fun, exciting, and boosting. Students' engagement brings in a lot of motivation. So what happens? Number one, you bring engagement. With gamification, what do? You bring engagement, right? You make sure that the motivational rewards are being given. And then you make sure both the things are being scaled up. वो वहीं पर नहीं छोड़ दिया आपने कि अच्छा बच्चा engage हो गया, motivation मिल गई, that's all. You are taking it up to the next level. So constantly you are increasing it. You are doubling up the dose every time, right? So look for the games. If you're a maths teacher, find out the games for your subject. I mean, you will have a game for fraction, you will have a game for arithmetic, you will have a game for number problems, for word problems. So try to find out what relates with your own subject, what relates with your own discipline. Spend these vacations in finding out something which helps your learners in the classroom. Okay, STEM and STEAM. You can see the difference on the screen. Initially it was STEM. Now this is STEAM. So I'm sure you are aware of the difference. When we speak about STEM, we speak about science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And when we say STEAM, so we talk about science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. Arts being the ruling body of our own creative area, our creative domain. So that is also included into this. Now, when we speak about emerging trends, so we have heard a lot about STEM and STEAM. You see the schools, you see the colleges, you see the universities offering the same STEM and STEAM. And now we need to understand what are these both. Now, STEM and STEAM education focuses on developing skills in critical areas that are very essential for the future workforce. In the future, what actually learners require? They require science, they require technology, they require engineering. Now remember, एक engineer को engineering चाहिए, valid fact. But you need it everywhere in your own life. You need to engineer a lot of products at your own home. You need to troubleshoot so many things. If you are a car driver, you need to engineer your car many times. So engineering is a part of life. It's not something which is separately a field, a profession now. Then there comes art. So you need art in decorating your own house, your drawing rooms, your bedrooms, actually. You need art everywhere in your dress sense, in the working which you do, the planners you make, the AI support you take. So you need to have this sense of art awareness. And then mathematics ultimately, which is a part of life everywhere. आप मैथ से कहाँ जान छुड़ा सकते हैं? You hate maths at times, but then too, you need to embrace maths, right? My daughter also, she always tells me, I don't like maths, but then I'm compelled to study maths. And yes, what actually happens? I try to provide her best tuitions for maths. I try my best to provide her best teachers for maths. Why? Because I want my daughter to make sure that she loves this subject. So we need to ensure that we find out the ways through which our learners love their own subject instead of being fine if they don't like something. So if they don't like a subject, be on the mission, be on the war that they have to like it. They have to learn with it. So science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics are everywhere. And we need to make sure we connect with them. Problem solving and innovation. बहुत अफसोस की बात है, लेकिन बहुत बड़ा फैक्ट है. It's a very, very bitter fact of society. We see broken houses today. We see problems in the society. We see people getting aggressive. We see people short-tempered. We see people ego gratifiers. And you see these people everywhere. Why? Because they were never taught problem solving. They never try to innovate something. They never engage themselves into something creative. Now, STEM and STEAM education, it emphasizes critical thinking, problem solving, and innovation. I mean, you need to question, if I have this fan over my head, if I have that AC in front of me, how do they work? What is their mechanism? What is it made up of? How was it made? What is the science? How does it revolve? How does it coolants the room? So we need to make sure that we need to question anything and everything which comes to our way. And then we need to see a problem as a problem. Instead of seeing problem as a failure, instead of seeing problem as a big challenge which is unmanageable completely, we need to see problem as a problem actually. And that problem has to be sorted out. And with that, there comes innovation. With that, there comes the preparatory time when we have to prepare the students for embracing the challenges of 21st century. See, this is 24. We have already lived 24 years of this century. We are left with hardly 76 more years of this century. So the century has settled down its own tonality. We can see what is going to happen tomorrow. When will we prepare our learners for that? These kids who are in front of you and me in the classrooms are going to be the heralds of future very soon. I mean, where do you see them in 2040, in 2050, in 2080? So when you work as a teacher, you need to work with the vision of 2080 and 2070 and see when will they grow up and they'll become teachers and they'll become engineers and they'll become astronauts and they'll become AI managers. What would they be doing in their own life? We need to really ensure that the education we provide them in the classes is something which is catalyst, which is in connection, which incorporates the future challenges as well. So that's the need actually. Problem solving and innovation comes when we start working with STEM and STEAM areas as well. Now, real world applications. I remember Prisoner of Zenda. I studied Prisoner of Zenda when I was doing my intermediate. Mr. Bashir was the teacher. And I remember when I became a teacher and I was an English teacher, I taught Prisoner of Zenda. And one day, the administrator of my school, the college actually, it was an intermediate level, grade 12, standard 12. So the administrator walked in the room. He was a very senior guy, probably somewhere in his late 60s. He came to the class, sat at the back of my class, observed my lesson. And when he was walking out, he said, Miss Hina, well done. I am impressed the way you have taught, because when I was a student and I studied Prisoner of Zenda, I could not make sense out of it. The way you have taught, I understand it very well. My students, as soon as he walked out of the class, my students closed their books and they said, we don't study. We are not going to study a book which was same 60 years back, which is same now. We won't study this book. So we actually will have to understand that the curriculum should relate with the real world. So it's the knowledge is not in the books actually. The knowledge is the connection between the book and the real world. And who's that connection? Ladies and gentlemen, who's that connection? That connection is you. The connection, the bridge between a book and the real life is something which is a teacher, a facilitator, a mentor, a model. Yes, Aisha, it's a teacher actually. And then cross-curricular approach, interdisciplinary learning, where students can learn solar system, probably in science, right? Probably in astronomy. So this is how we need to connect the lessons. And STEM and STEAM says that students need to study the topics in the different disciplines simultaneously. It's not like studying separately in science and studying separately in maths and studying separately in astronomy. It's like studying together with all the disciplines simultaneously, so that they may foster creativity and they make the best sense out of that. They understand the significance of the topic and they understand the connections. See, teaching and learning is all about connecting the dots, and you need to understand how do you connect the dots. All right. Moving on to the next emerging trend, which is social emotional learning, SEL. Now, SEL again is a very important area, a very important domain. This domain speaks about so many folds. The basic talk and the basic integration and the basic advocacy is about self-awareness and social awareness, relationship skills, and responsible decision making. I would like you to take a glance and see the emojis with it. You see the pictures? Can you write down the names of these pictures, these elements, this element, and then this element, and this element, and this element? 4 elements you see on the screen. I would like you to write the names of any 2 elements quickly in the chat room. Heart, brain, handshake, brain, handshakes, okay. Phone, yeah. Socializing, handshake. All right, perfect. The elements of EQ relates with cognition and heart, phone calls, behavioral issues, brain, handshake. Rashida Tayyiba has written handshake and brain. Bushra says handshake, Nadia interaction with people. All right, so far so good. Thank you very much. You are a very active audience, mashallah. I'm so glad to see how quickly you are responding to me. So see, you need to love yourself. The heart says love yourself, have self-awareness. SEL helps students understand their own emotions, strengths and weaknesses. You know, you must have heard, पता नहीं मुझे क्या हो रहा है, पता नहीं मुझे इतना गुस्सा क्यों आता है, पता नहीं मैं इतना लो क्यों फील कर रहा हूँ, पता नहीं मैं इतना उदास क्यों हूँ, पता नहीं मैं इतना डिप्रेस्ड क्यों हूँ. Now this पता नहीं का मतलब that students do not know their emotions, they do not know their strengths, they do not know their weaknesses, and they don't have a mindful living style. That's actually what is the sign of this pata nahi. What we need to do as teachers, we need to make sure that students, they are aware of their own emotions, number one. You know, they need to know the emotion. If they hate somebody, they hate. If they get angry for some reason, they get angry. You know, they need to know their emotions of hatred. They need to know their emotion of love, of sympathy, of patience, of being kind, of passion as well, of compassion. So let's raise these young kids as compassionate human beings, because जो compassionate human being होते हैं ना, वही they give back to the society. आपके ग्लास में जो होगा वही तो आप दुनिया को देंगे. अगर आपको सेल्फ अवेयरनेस है तभी तो आपके अंदर सोशल अवेयरनेस आ सकती है. If you don't know yourself, if our learners don't know themselves, how would they be knowing the society? So for knowing the society, you need to know yourself first. दुनिया को जानने से पहले खुद को जानना है, दुनिया को एक्सप्लोर करने से पहले खुद को एक्सप्लोर करना है. ये दोनों बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट बातें हैं. So social awareness, in which we shake hands with each other, we connect with the people. So SEL teaches students to understand and respect the perspectives and emotions of others. Unfortunately, we live in a society जहाँ पे perspective difference का मतलब है dispute, argument, fight, conflict, battle, war, and then so much higher than that. So we need to make sure that our learners understand perspectives can be different. Viewpoint can vary. People have emotions. Once they know themselves, they know that if I can have emotions, my fellow beings can also have emotions. They know if I have my own perspective and I want to see the world with my perspective, then others have their own perspectives. So उनके लिए perspective को shift करना बहुत आसान होगा जब उनके पास ये awareness होगी कि perspective का होना, emotions का होना एक common बात है, and that's with everyone. That's not with aliens, that's with everyone. Yes, listening includes in social awareness, no doubt. Active listening includes into this. Now, relationship skills. रिश्तों को बांध के कैसे रखना है. It's very important for them. You know, you must be thinking कि academic session में ये सारी personal life की बातें कहाँ से आ रही हैं. But let me tell you, if a child is happy in the personal life, is ultimately a happy learner. If you are a happy teacher in the family, if you are being loved by your family, if you are being respected by society, you are a happy teacher. And a happy teacher is a productive teacher. Always remember this. So relationship skills are something which develops students' ability to communicate effectively, build healthy relationships, and resolve conflicts constructively. Resolving the conflicts not with remorse, not with any kind of regret, regret, but with the constructive approach. So they need to understand that they have to, number one, communicate effectively, which includes effective listening. Somebody wrote active listening and effective listening. So yes, it's there. Then building healthy relationships is also very important. You need to respect others, you need to love them, you need to own them, you need to honor them, you need to make sure that they are happy when they are with you. You need to make sure that when you speak to the people, they feel being valued, they feel being respected, they love to connect with you once they know that you love to listen to them, you love to connect with them. And our heart have got a magnetic field, and you can feel that field 6 feet away from each other. So if you have a positive field for me, if I have a positive field for you, you can feel that 6 feet away from me. Even you can feel it through screen. The way we speak, the conviction we have while we communicate, that conviction actually tells you how sincere the person is with whom you are interacting. And then resolving the conflicts. ये कहाँ से आएगा? ये problem solving से आएगा. आपने जब क्लास में प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग करवाई थ्रू स्टेम एंड स्टीम, then that comes into relationships as well, and that becomes a part of SEL as well. Decision making is something which is very important. We live in a world where we are very dicey. We are very indecisive. Actually, we are very indecisive. We never decide upon the situation. We think of to be and not to be. I'm sure you are aware of soliloquy of Shakespeare. So SEL empowers students to make ethical and responsible choices. What? Making choices. On which basis? Ethical and responsible. So students will have to understand that they need to work on the making of choices. And those choices to be ethical, number one, number two, responsible. हमेशा याद रखिएगा, जिंदगी में जब भी आप कोई choice बनाएंगे, कोई decision लेंगे, it needs to have 2 parameters only 2 parameters. Number one, ethics. Number two, responsibility. Because मेरे लिए हुए डिसीजंस की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी मैंने ही उठानी है, और आपके डिसीजंस की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी आपने ही उठानी है. So we need to understand when we make decision, that should be ethical, and we are fully ready to take responsibility of our own decision, right? And then with that, decisions should take others in consideration. We need to make sure that we take responsibility of the decision and we understand the perspective of others at the same time. वो डिसीजन जो किसी को हर्ट करके, अशफाक अहमद कहते हैं, आई एम गेटिंग बायलिंगुअल बिकॉज आई नीड टू मेक मोर सेंस. अशफाक अहमद कहते हैं कि आपके पास वो स्टेटमेंट हो, वो जुमला हो, वो जवाब हो जिससे आप सामने वाले को हरा देंगे, शिकस्त दे देंगे, तो बंदा बचा लें और जुमला संभाल के रख लें. Don't speak that sentence which is enough to demolish a person's perspective, emotion, self-respect just because you want to win an argument. What you need to do? You need to save that person first. You need to save the respect of that person first. So let the sentence go out of your mind. Let it skip out of your mind, which is argumentative and which is a full win for you. All right, PBL, हमने last boot camp में बहुत बात की थी PBL पे. And PBL is an approach which is project-based learning. At times we call PBL problem-based learning as well. So PBL deals with real-world problems, then active engagement, then collaborative learning, and then in-depth exploration. अब होता क्या है in PBL that students involve themselves in tackling real-world problems or challenges. What you do, let's say you are teaching children about plants and you give them a problem that, see, we cut so many plants for making papers. Now make a proposal, work on a project. How can we save papers? How can we reduce cutting of the trees, right? How, I mean, we cut millions of trees in a day just for making these papers, these tissue papers, these, diaries and books. And that's why we are going paperless these days. So we need to make sure that we give this project to the students and then they research about trees. They try to think of planting more trees. They reduce the consumption of tissues. They reduce the wastage of paper. So this is a real world problem, but you give them with science maybe because you are teaching them about plants and about trees, about ecosystem in the world maybe, right? Then there comes active engagement. So in PBL, this is also a very important area that everyone in the group gets engaged, everyone in the group. Active engagement का मतलब ये बिल्कुल नहीं है that 2 active students will be fully leading the project and rest are just sitting and watching them like dummies. This is something which is an active engagement of the learning process and it takes the ownership of everybody. Now PBL demands and requires that every learner will have to take the ownership of their project, and then they need to apply the knowledge in a practical way. आपने जो project दिया था about plants, about reduction of the plants cutting, how can we do that? उसमें active engagement चाहिए. How? A, you told them, write down the practical steps. They write the practical steps. Okay, I'll plant a tree every month. I'll plant a tree every 6 months. एक practical बात आ गई. Number 2, they promise you that we'll reduce the use of tissues, right? Then they promise you will not waste the papers. So ये 3 steps आ गए. Now what after that? Ownership. So they need to evaluate, they need to pace and track, they need to check their own performance. जो वादे उन्होंने writing में आपसे किए, are they fulfilling those promises or not? Right? Now collaborative learning is the next step. Collaborative learning is a beautiful idea. It's very close to my heart. We see students in our classes, in college, even in university, where some are very active and they are super confident. They easily knock down any situation. Then we see some students who are hiding themselves somewhere in the back rows. When you throw a question, they don't feel like answering to that question, right? Let me tell you a story on this. कहानी कहती है there was a new teacher in a school. It was a primary school. So on the day 1, teacher went to the class, saw the students, found one student who was not very active. बहुत ज़हीन बच्चा नहीं था या बहुत काबिल बच्चा नहीं था वो. So teacher asked some questions and he did not answer, and kids laughed on him when she pointed that XYZ. So that XYZ did not respond, and other kids laughed and mocked that boy कि ये तो कभी जवाब नहीं देगा. Teacher after the lesson called the boy separately, told the boy that tomorrow I'll ask you this question and here is the answer to this question. The next day, teacher went to the class, asked the question from that XYZ boy. The boy gave answer. Teacher appreciated that boy abundantly in the class. Resultantly, that went on for a few more days, 1 week, 1 month probably. After that, that student started answering the questions at his own. You see the power? The collaboration of a teacher and a learner brought completely a flip of the script in the life of a learner. So if you want to flip the script of your classrooms, you need to come up with collaborative learning in which you collaborate with the learner, learners collaborate with themselves, you collaborate with the teachers, and then PBL encourages collaboration and the teamwork. Because kids in the life, they do not work separately on a project. A project is given to a team. A business is led by a team. A job is being done by a lot of people who serve the same organization. Nothing is being done alone in life other than this grading which happens in the school, college, university. So we need to make sure that we need to foster communication under the umbrella of the teamwork, under the umbrella of collaboration, right? And that gives birth to leadership skills. Leadership skills kahan se aayenge? Collaboration se aayenge. When people will work in team, they'll see some are the leaders and some are the followers. Some are the leaders and some are the collaborators. So this is something, the classroom actually is the hub where we produce leaders for the future. And then there is something which is very important, ultimately, in-depth collaboration. Now, in-depth collaboration says that do not take anything superficially. कोई भी चीज surface level पर ना लें, कोई भी चीज superficial level पर ना लें. Go deeper down. Have the feel of inquiry. Have the quest of inquiry. Have inquisitive nature. Go deeper down in every situation. Try to find out specific topics which cater the critical thinking and problem solving and requires a lot of research, lot of case study, and only then you can move on further. I mean, a child submitting the project should not be end of the project. Then the project should have the next step in which you give them some questions to go for in-depth exploration. They need to dig deeper down. They need to go deeper than the surface level. हमने above level पर नहीं रहना, हमने बहुत depth में जाके चीजों को देखना है. And then moving on to the virtual and augmented reality. How many of you have used VR glasses? I have not used so far. How many of you have? How many of you have used VR glasses and AR technology? You know, you go to a No, never. Okay, if you're parents, ask your children. They must have used and they must have experienced, because if they go to super spaces, they go to play areas, they find VR glasses and they watch the things. If your son or a daughter is a ninth grader, they must have used. And that's a beautiful world. You know, at times you need to come out of this elderly feel, बड़े होने के feel से बाहर आके. Use VR glasses and see how beautiful the world is. This virtual and augmented reality is really so fascinating, so captivating, so beautiful that you do not feel like coming out of this, because it is all immersive learning. Now, this VR and AR technology create immersive learning environments that can enhance understanding and retention levels. Students feel so powered, so thrilled when they learn something through virtual and augmented reality. So, this VR means virtual reality, and this AR means augmented reality is again the next step of AI, right? So you need to once experience this VR and AR, and then you will automatically understand how important this is. And you know, the cost of this VR glasses is only 5,000 or 4,000 PKR. So buy one, make sure that you play some videos, connect with Bluetooth, connect with Wi-Fi, and then play some videos and let them see the world, how beautiful this is. All right, we are moving on to AI now, and AI speaks about these areas. इसके लिए भी let me tell you one story. A child was given a task of presentation and making the slides. So that child came up with the slides to the teacher within 5 minutes, and that was the class in which AI was allowed. They were allowed to have computers, and they were well equipped with AI. So teacher asked, how 5 minutes everybody is still doing and you have copied from somewhere? So the child said, no, I actually did something so simple. I asked Perplexity to write down the script for this topic for the presentation. So Perplexity wrote the script. I gave that script to Gamma, and Gamma made slides for that. And then I gave those slides to InVideo, and I told InVideo to make a video on that. And it took me hardly 5 to 7 minutes to get it all done once. Now you think for a while, you have a topic, आपके पास ये topic आ जाता है AI का, आपने इस पे presentation बनानी, आप script लिखेंगे, आप slides बनाएंगे, फिर आप उसकी video बनाएंगे, which will consume good time, lot of attention. But if you employ AI, you use AI as your assistant, make it your personal assistant. आपको एक PA मिल गया है, right? So now this PA is going to write script for you. This PA is making slides for you. And this PA InVideo पर जाएं, free of cost videos आपको मिल जाएंगी. आप बना लेंगे, अपनी structure कर लेंगे, आप उसको tailor कर सकते हैं. You can make them customized. So on InVideo, you can make videos. And then this is all done on few clicks. So ladies and gentlemen, a very high time and a wake-up call for all of us to use AI as a personal assistant in our own lives, because we need to make sure something new is coming to the world. Who should embrace it first? दुनिया में होने वाली नई डेवलपमेंट को सबसे पहले कौन सी कैटेगरी और कौन सा प्रोफेशन जल्दी एक्सेप्ट करता है? Which profession needs to embrace any development in the world? I'm asking you, please give me any response in the chat room. Teaching, yeah, IT people. Teachers, yeah, yes. Something new here, something new comes to the world, and their teachers tell everybody, oh my God, I've explored this. This is something so good, very good for my learners. I'm going to try this or that in the classrooms. So teachers are those nations, that 2% of the society who always embrace the challenges, who welcome the challenges and the changes, and they are the change lovers and they are the change makers simultaneously. So if you are a change maker, you need to be a change lover. So if AI has come, you need to ensure it serves as your assistant. How do you do that? We have so many tools, we have so many links, so many references. I'll be sharing those all with you. That's a whole bank of knowledge, and you can have access to all these, inshallah. Stay with us. In the boot camp, you will keep getting these resources. So AI provides personal tutoring, because ChatGPT, the simplest version, even 3.5, specifically 4 में attachments भी आ गई है 4.0 में, and then it has audios as well. So if you need personal tutoring, you need to connect with ChatGPT. Don't send your child for a coaching. You can make sure that ChatGPT starts teaching your child. You just need the right prompts for that. आपने उसको prompt देना, उसने पढ़ाना है आपके बच्चे को, and with voice they can do this wonderfully. You just need to make sure that you have 4.0, and 4.0 पहले paid था, अब उसका free version available है. So you can have, you know, a lot of fun with that. Then there are administrative tasks. We have so many tasks. AI can streamline. आपके पास Google Task है, अगर है तो बहुत अच्छी बात है. That's a task manager. You know, you have the scheduling, you have the completion, you have the pending, you have reminders. तो आपका Google Task सारा काम करेगा, आपको PA चाहिए ही नहीं. You don't need a person to come and tell you आज ये appointments, and this is all already on Google Task. Data analysis. AI can analyze students' data to identify patterns and then, you know, further activities of their own life. How do you do that? As I told you that ChatGPT, Perplexity, even Gemini आप देखेंगे वो Google ने अपने साथ अब दे दिया है, Google का set of tools के साथ आ रहा है. So they all offer attachment. You upload a file, you attach the file. I'll share with you इंशाल्लाह. मैं जो मेरी अपनी talk है 20 को, उसमें मैं आपको show करूंगी कि मैंने कौन कौन सा data analyze करवाया AI से और उसके results हमारे पास क्या है. So that data analysis can also be done through, you know, all these AI tools. All right. The last thing is micro learning. Now, what is micro learning? Micro se what do you understand? You listen to the term micro learning. What do you understand? I need your responses. When you read the term micro learning on the screen, what does it mean? Okay, somebody wrote learn deeply, learn smaller things, e-learning. Rosina wrote tiny. Mariam says learn deeply. Naila Faisal learn small things. Naila, I like the way you have written learn small things. Hina Wasif, deep learning, small and tiny. Humaira. Aisha says learn simple to complex. Every small thing, learn deeply. Tayyiba and Sama says learn deeply and learn small things. All right. Thank you very much for your responses. So see, learning for short time, it's developing teaching skills. Smaller learning, okay. I'll take 2-3 more responses, then we'll move further. Hello, people. Learning in chunks. Yes, Urmia. All right. Thank you very much once again for your responses. I'm impressed with the focus you have on the session. See, micro learning is actually learning in the bite-sized modules. You know, you have small bites in case if you think, what happens actually? When you have some problem with your digestive system in the body, doctors suggest you, the physician suggests you eat in the smaller chunks, okay? And then you can digest. Same goes with learning. You need to ensure that you teach the learners in bite-sized modules if they cannot take macro learning. If they are not adaptive with macro learning, with huge terms, then micro learning is always beneficial. You see the books? Books are always divided like unit and then chapter and then topic and then subtopic. Why? Because the people who write the books, they know that the learners will not be able to learn everything in one go. So they need to ensure that bite-sized modules are there. Content is short. It's delivered in the smaller chunks. It's easy to digest and the modules that can be consumed at learner's own pace, right? So see, the knowledge actually is the food for our own intellectual mind, intellectual self. Now that food will have to go in the smaller chunks if you cannot digest the bigger chunks, okay? So macro learning is the huge bigger chunk and micro learning is the smaller bite, which is a bite-sized module, and this is something which is easy for learners to retain, attain, understand, and apply in future. It also says, micro learning says that focused learning is also needed. Now, micro learning focuses on specific skills or concepts providing targeted learning experiences, right? So focused learning, you have a target. The target is we need to cover up the lesson photosynthesis within this time, but initially I will just teach the child about the food particles for a plant, not the process. So when you are not teaching the process, ultimately you are stuck with small components, how plants uses the things comes later. What plant uses to make make their own food, to make photosynthesis. So this is something which is very well connected with our own focus and our own target of the concepts which they have to attain, achieve. All right. Then there comes flexibility and accessibility. Now this micro learning is something very, very flexible. You need to see the variety of devices can be used. You need to see the learning standard of the student. You need to see their learning needs as well. And then you can decide as per the time. And just in time learning is also something which is connected very well. Now, micro learning can be used for just in time learning. Learn the information now as you are doing it right now. You are learning right now, but later on you will get these slides. And I would request each of you to make sure that you explore all these topics in depth, right? So you might will plan, okay, Ms. Hina Kafeel has introduced 10 emerging trends today. So I might will take one trend every day, or I might will pick up 5 trends in one sitting and 5 in one sitting, and I will study those, right? So you need to see how do you micro learn, and then you need to apply that micro learning into your classrooms. My very strong suggestion today, make a note and make sure that you apply micro learning on yourself in this vacation. In Pakistan, we have vacation, right? So this July is still in your hands. Try micro learning on yourself, try on the children in your family, and then see the impact, see the outcome. Once you see the outcome, you can take easily micro learning from this screen of PPDCI to your own classrooms. Make sure you bring this shift. Make sure the change comes from within, starting from you, going to the learners in the classrooms. So here we reached the conclusion. This was just an introduction of the entire boot camp and emerging trends, which is being picked up. So we'll talk about different aspects throughout the boot camp. I have given important links over here. This is WhatsApp group of PPDCI. You will click the link and you will land into the group interface. You can join our WhatsApp group for staying updated with everything which comes to your way for learning, for improving yourselves, for gaining wonderful opportunities to attend free workshops, free courses. You can also follow us on the Facebook page, because there also we upload mega things, the events update and the trainings opportunities comes over there. This is my detail. You can connect with me. I have given my personal email ID. I have given my institute's email ID, PPDCI. So you can connect with me anyhow. I couldn't get a chance to introduce myself. Well, I am Hina Kafeel. Many of you know me very well. I am founder and director of PPDCI, which is what we call Personal and Professional Development Center. This is an organization which was made during COVID and right after COVID, actually. And our own motive and mission is to empower people around the globe. I believe it's my responsibility. If I know something, I need to give back to community. So that's the mission of PPDCI, that let people excel in their own domains. And that's what we all do together. Everybody who's connected with PPDCI is working on volunteer basis, sparing time from their own schedules. We are spending money at our own. We are not charging anything from you people. But all we do is at times we keep a fee for certificate. So then we make some finances and we run our expenses in one way or the other way, as this boot camp is also going to be a certified boot camp. Certificate will be available on demand. It's only $2, $2, or maybe 500 rupees, which is hardly the cost of a sandwich when you eat. So you need to see, if you want to give a booster dose to your own career, you need a certificate, you need to pay this amount. Then I am also a country president at ICLT. ICLT is, their head office is in Mexico. I am the president of Pakistan here in ICLT. In my personal life, I work as a principal and PD lead in a renowned school of Pakistan. That's all, ladies and gentlemen, from my end. I am open to your questions. In case if you want to take screenshot of this complete page, you can. Otherwise, I'll be sharing the slides with you just after the talk, and you will be able to access the links and the slides. And then I need a promise from everyone. The promise is that we are working very hard for bringing this boot camp to every one of you. My very simple request is that bring as many people as you can to this platform so that they may make sure that they are learning something new, they are making themselves better. You have attended the session, you know the quality of the content, you know the quality of the speakers. So bring people, let's make a community. Because you know, community को pay back करना सिर्फ मेरी जिम्मेदारी नहीं है, आपकी भी जिम्मेदारी है. You are very capable people. You need to give back to society. How can we give back? When we help people in becoming their own better version, when we make sure they become their excellent selves and they pay back to society. If I was able to teach you one new thing, that's my success. If you can bring one person to PPDCI and they learn something new, that will be your success. So we need to check what is the parameter of success, the personal success or the communal success of everyone together. We need to make nation. For making nation, we need to stay connected. We need to have interdependence on each other. PPDCI आपकी support के बगैर कुछ नहीं था. PPDCI have come here, alhamdulillah, with your cooperation, with having you in the group, in the team. I'm so happy to have you all in my life. I'm so blessed to have loving people like you who always appreciate PPDCI sessions, who always give me wonderful responses. For certificate, you need to attend the entire boot camp. And then we'll be sharing the links with you. You will be doing payment and then you will be applying for certification. So don't worry for anything. We have the dates, first, second, third consecutive session, 6 to 8 p.m. every day. Then 13, 20 and 27. All the Saturdays till 27 of July, we'll be live from 6 to 8 at times 8:30 and maybe 8:10, depending on the number of talks we have every day. But one thing for sure is that you are going to stay with all of us because you want to make difference in your own lives, in the society, in the people in your surroundings, and in your teaching expertise as well. Thank you very much. I am open to questions. Bilal, please let me know if we have shared the feedback link. All right. Feedback link is shared in the WhatsApp group. I would like you all to click on the survey. It's there in the chat room. This is the feedback from day one. We'll take your feedback on every day and we'll make sure every next session is better than the first one. Please click the link, land in the interface, start giving your feedback, and then we inshallah will be meeting tomorrow at the same time, 6 to 8 p.m. with many more people inshallah. Okay, WhatsApp group link can be shared here. Yeah, sure, why not? Let me give it a try. I am copying the links and I am sharing the links here for everyone in the meeting. In case if you want to join, you can straight away. All right, so the links are given over here. You can click the link, you can join the WhatsApp group, you can link the Facebook link, and then you can follow our Facebook page as well. So thank you very much, everyone. In case if you don't have any questions, I'll be signing off.
Ma'am, excuse me, there's just one question by Miss Tayyiba. If you answer that in a precise way, it would be grateful. She has asked that how can we better deal with the diverse classes and students?
All right. So Ms. Tayyiba, something which is very common, we actually need to ensure that we know how to embrace diversity, how to celebrate diversity. See, the world is made up with a lot of things which are different from each other. If we do not have diversity, the world is not beautiful anymore. That's the beauty of the classrooms, that we have diverse learners in the classroom, diverse in terms of their cognition level, diverse in terms of their cultural background, diverse in terms of their language skills. So we as teachers will have to ensure that our teaching plans, our own teaching practices cater their learning needs in a way that we address everyone's learning needs. For example, you are teaching English and you are teaching creative writing, right? You just want kids to write down a passage of consisting of 200 words. So then you might will bring a change and you will write prompts on the board and you will tell them, okay, you need to write on this topic. This is the topic, and you need to write 200 words. Or I would like this child, maybe you name 4 children, to draw this because you know they are better in art. They can't write 200 words. I would like these 4 kids to draw this topic and then to label it. Now, through labeling, you are teaching them English language. Through art, they are drawing something, but they are visualizing what they actually will have to plan. So creativity पे आप काम कर रही हैं, but you are working in a different way. And once they have done that, they have written the words, you might give them sentences. And then you tell them, jumble up the sentences, combine them. And then you tell them, organize them. And then they make a paragraph. And then they present in front of the class. So this is how you take them from the scratch. You start always from there in terms of a diverse classroom. You always start from the point which is the best area of the learners. If a child is best in football, make sure you connect the learning with football. Let them write a creative note on football, right? If they are not good in writing, let them draw that. They can't draw, take them to the playground, tell them to play and then to give you a presentation, how did they play? But in one way or the other way, you need to start from the best interest of your learner, and then you can land into the required expectations and the standard objectives of your own lesson. Thank you very much. All right, Sir Bilal, do we have some?
Yes, ma'am. I would like to share one of the requests from today's very active participant, Mr. Hassan. Mr. Hassan, if I'm correct. And he has requested from you to please do conduct a session on how can we make AI as our assistant.
Oh, wonderful suggestion, Hassan Das. Hassan comes with something wonderful always. So yes, Hassan, we can plan a separate workshop, inshallah. I am busy with the boot camp in the month of July, but my promise, we inshallah will have a full-fledged workshop in the month of August, preferably by start of the August, and we'll have this how to make AI our assistant. I'll conduct a workshop for that. Life will be heaven after that. I'm telling you, I guarantee you for that.
Thank you, ma'am. Just this is it from my side, and rest all the questions have already been answered by you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, everyone. It was great for being with you. You are very active participants, mashallah. The quick responses, I enjoyed all those. And after meeting, I am meeting you after a very long time because I was very busy with my new job and I couldn't come on the platform of PPDCI. But today, connecting with you after a long time is very motivating and it gave me a good boost, alhamdulillah. So thank you for being in my life. God bless you all and Allah Hafiz.